All right, here we are back in the Burningcaster settlement for James's article. We have an article review where we'll start off here in market days and we'll just keep going. Okay. In Burningcaster, there's no single day that is called a market day, as all days in Zone 4 is a market day. There is no scheduled day on which the markets would be busier than others. Okay. All days are a market day. Okay. Burningcaster has a prominent culture of recycling, reusing, and repairing items. When an item breaks, it is repaired. When a can is opened, it is either reused or recycled. The main plastic used, which is derived from corn cobs. Okay, we should have a paragraph there. I mean, not a paragraph, a comma. Let me get the pen. Yeah, so okay, the main plastic used, comma, derived from corn cobs is PLA. Okay, so there we got that. This plastic can be recycled or buried to decompose. Really? PLA from corn cobs can decompose? Okay. Though, I guess it would be, more likely it's recycled. Hey, Gorkum, welcome back. Recycling centers are found across many parts of the city. The recycling plant is found in Zone 3. The majority of recycling that takes place is that of paper cans and PLA plastics. Okay. I would add in here, well, that's a really thick pen, don't need that. Okay, I would add in here, it's really thin, something about recycling centers, then comma, to gather recyclables, comma, are found across the city. Okay, the recycling plant is found in Zone 3. Okay, the majority of recycling, you could say the majority of recycling materials, because that's what we're focusing on here. Majority of recycling materials are paper, cans, and plastic. And if you want, are we talking about steel? Are we talking about aluminum? Yes, because that squiggle there says aluminum. And notice the pronunciation. I did it right for you, James. Okay. So just a couple of points for that. All right, culture celebrations. The main celebration happens weekly on Thursday. Weekly on Thursday. Why is that? And then it is called the Great Day of Celebration. Or just put a comma in there, called the Great Day. To celebrate, and I mean, yeah, put the period here, then cap. To celebrate, there is one more day of school or work until the weekend. Other celebrations include Thanksgiving, which lands on the second Monday of October. Unlike the Canadian version, this version is to be thankful that they are still alive and have work in school placements. Christmas is observed on the 25th of December. Okay, so that's pretty. You may want to celebrations, and holidays, because are Thanksgiving and Christmas the only holidays you have? That would just be curious. Entertainment. The main entertainment can be found in Zone 1 at the arena. At the arena. The arena is used by the public on the great day of celebration. On days that are not Thursday, the arena is either repaired or used to practice new entertainments in a way that does not endanger the lives of the audience as they are not there. Okay, so a question I have is here you capitalized arena. Here, that's supposed no, that's an eraser. Where's my, don't I have a highlight? Oh well. Okay, so here you capitalized the arena, here you did not. So is the arena the name of it, or is it just an arena? Um, like we have the Maverick Center. It's an arena. It's where the local hockey team plays, but while it is an arena, it is the Maverick Center, which is capitalized. So that's just something. If it's the arena is the arena, and that's what everyone that's its official name, then all of these other ones will need to be capitalized. Just like you have here in that paragraph. Zone 4 is renowned for its play areas and picnic tables. Entertainments are either enjoyed outside in the person's zone of residence or in Zone 1. Board games are played, but the pieces tend to be made of copper on the backs of the tiles, or the pieces are lined with felt as to not scratch the surface of the table. They are no longer made out of cardboard to make the product more durable and save on resources. All right. Copper is a great conductor for electricity. I'd be, and today copper is more expensive, but I'm just wondering if it would be make more sense to make it out of aluminum or a cheaper metal as opposed to the very good electrical conductor of copper. Okay. Okay, so zone 4, that would require me to edit Red Smith. Well, okay, it's your choice. Zone 4 is renowned for its play areas and picnic tables. Okay, but does that mean it's only there? You could say, while there are play areas scattered across the city, those found in Zone 4 are particularly well known, or something like that. Aluminum was insanely expensive at the start to the point we use it for people ranking above gold silverware. Really? I did not know that. Huh. Okay. I can stand corrected on that. I did not know that, Gorkum. Well, there is a museum in the city in Zone 2. It is not popular as it has not been updated recently. What is of note is one of the exhibits, which is the last newspaper ever printed. The newspaper has its front page showing the need to reduce resources and that this issue would be the last. Okay. Need to rework a couple of these sentences. What is okay? Like you don't need. I would just combine these two sentences. Just put a comma there in lowercase, because what is the note? What is of note is one of the exhibits, comma, which is the last newspaper ever printed. The newspaper has its front page showing the need to reduce resources. Okay, so is the need to reduce resources like the title or the headline of the newspaper? Or is it what it showing what? Like the newspaper has its front page showing with the title, quote, the need to reduce resources, end quote. And that this issue would be the last. Okay, so you probably need to rework a couple of those sentences in there. Newspapers are not printed anymore as the paper that is used leads toward pre-made paper items such as notebooks, ballot papers, and warehouse ledgers. These paper items repeat, while newspapers don't, as they change with each passing issue. Compound this with the inability to be able to make the print rollers in the printing industry. Newspapers are no longer printed, but news externally is still seen with the advent of writing news on index cards that are displayed in libraries. Okay. So who makes the index cards? I mean, you don't need those giant rollers, but are they able to, print an 8.5 by 11? Government. The city runs like a municipality, but with more devolved powers. While the central government has given guidance on what its students should learn within the city is welcome to add its own curriculum to the framework. A notable example of this within cities that are near natural resources will educate their citizenry to do with those resources, such as mine safety for mountainous cities, or in the case of bird encaser, forestry safety. Okay. On much more personal level, while bird encaser suffers frequent protests in Zone 1 and 2 from the lack of power in Segment 7, other areas are much more pleased with how their lives are governed and will frequently walk past the city hall in pride. Some families will take their adult children to see the city hall as a part of their parental education. Citizens may have issues and will write to city hall when they do. Okay, so this government article I was expecting something different talking about this government article. The first sentence, the city runs like a municipality, but with more devolved powers. Okay, with that first sentence, I went, okay, we're going to start. are they a city council with the mayor? Are they do they have an executive and legislative branch? What kind of governmental structure is maintaining this large city? But then you jump straight into education and how that was going to be curtailed, or they are allowed to customize it themselves. And then you talk about the protests in the second paragraph and the importance of seeing City Hall as parental education, but I have no idea what the government is. Is it a dictatorship? Is it a king? Is it a republic with elected represented um, city council persons? Okay, good. Transportation. All citizens have use of a bike. It is common to see able bodied citizens cycle to work or school, etc. This is not the case in Zone 4, as it has a market on its main streets, which has a policy of walk with their bike during market times. Of course, during the evening, when there is less trade in the markets, people are welcome to carefully cycle through the markets. People who want to travel together can opt to get a cycle rickshaw to somewhere in the city that is not Zone 5. Okay, all citizens have use of a bike. That first thing that you have there, what does that mean? Because here you're talking about how they use the bikes, which is good, but is it a rideshare thing? Um, is it kind of like those bikes that you can rent for an hour and then you just leave it at the next station, where there's all these bike stations peppered throughout the city, and you can just return the bike um, to one of them? So I'm not sure what you mean by. So there's that. Or the out Zone 5, or the outer zone, has two train lines that have train services running in opposite directions around the circumference of the city. That's an incomplete sentence. Around the circumference of the city. While not the most reliable, the train system is used to see other parts of Bernincaster and allows citizens to get from one place to another faster than they normally would. There are rail stations in each segment. Okay. Are there okay, no, this is transportation, so we're just focusing on that. Um, yeah, good paragraph. The highlighted needs to be a complete sentence. All passenger services within Bernincaster are the second most reliable, with the external freight trains being the most reliable. Passenger services out of the city are at least reliable, as the service is booked and awaits for everyone to board before leaving, making the service slow down. Okay. All right, and here we have a map. Okay. Whoa. Good map. City active. Duncan Smith. Okay, ruling rank, mayor, population, demographics. writing conventions. It's understood in the trade that the cobbled streets are stones that have not been cut to make a street. Yeah. I don't understand why writing conventions is used for a header for cobbled streets. Didn't I go into cycle rickshaws? Yeah, you did. Not very much, though. Yeah, get a cycle rickshaw to somewhere in the city that's not Zone 5. But that's all you talked about it. Most people argue that cobbled streets are those either cut stones or runified, or the cut stones that been arranged in parallels, making it look more aesthetic, makes it set paving. Okay. Yeah, I think we're good here. Though, I think that this section about the cobbled streets probably needs to be its own little section. I don't understand what it has to do with writing conventions. All right. Looks like we got through that article, James. What should the title be? Burdencaster's fine. Because it's about you. You could say the city Burdencaster, but I think Burdencaster is just fine for this purpose of the article. Oh, for writing convention. Oh, um, hmm. What would you call that? I just call it infrastructure, and get it out of this side article, the sidebar, because I don't see why it needs to be in the sidebar, because it's talking about roads. I mean, okay, so here's transportation. You could, the same way you have museums. Yeah. Oh, roads right here. Yeah, just put it up here. Yeah, there you go. All right, well done, James, with the article. Best of luck on the edits.